welcome to the channel. Today's a special video that I'm going to be doing. Today is I had my debut IFPA tournament yesterday. I was there from 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock, all day event, practicing, qualifying, competing, and I just wanted to share my experience with it and let you know how I did. We'll go over the pictures. We'll talk about the whole experience of playing in my first IFPA event. It was fantastic, I have to say. Really cool event. The guy who hosted it, Mike Shadell, is actually a friend of mine that I worked with in the early 2000s. And I went to the last time I'd been to his place was 2007. We were able to work out based on the fact that he had bought a Target Alpha back in the day. So it was kind of funny that he was able to track exactly when I was there last. Here it is, what would we say, 18 years later, something like that, 19 years later. Reconnecting and playing pinball. Pinball transcends time, right? So anyway, I thought we'd go through my experience and we'll talk a little bit about it and see what you guys think. It was quite the event. All right, so this first picture, these are some of his solid state games. These were obviously some really fun games. I love Meteor. That's one that I absolutely love. I played a really good game against Sterling with this one. Missed out by about 20,000 points. This was in the later qualifying rounds. I was probably in the 15th or 16th game at this point. I had the spinner completely filled out. I had all kinds of points sitting there on the spinner, and for some reason I just could not hit that left spinner, or that right spinner on the right side of Meteor. I had it all filled out. I had the win, I just couldn't take the shot. I couldn't make the shot. So that's pinball sometimes, but man, Meteor is a great game. I really enjoy that game a lot. Galaxy, this one I played early on. I didn't do anything crazy with it. This one actually has updated code from 2021, which is shown here on the top. Really cool. It has all kinds of voice stuff, and there's like speakers added to it and everything else. Really cool, kind of cool game. Cheetah, I actually won in one of my qualifying games against Philip. He was a really good player. He had a huge lead on me at one point. In the first two balls, I was just terrible. And then, true to my slogan, you only need one ball for greatness. I played the final ball and I had like 200,000 points, and ended up beating him. And it was just the craziest thing. I almost tilted it. I swear twice. I slap nudged the heck out of this thing, but was able to do it. So. Stargazer. This is a fun game. If you guys have never played Stargazer, I really love this game. The sounds in this one are so good. The spinner is absolutely fantastic. It just sings when it spins, and it's just the most beautiful thing. So great. Blackout. Blackout, I actually played a playoff game in, and I actually got second place in that one. The scores here are not sure. I'll show the scores later for that particular game. But man, Blackout was a fun game. It's a little tricky, but it plays really good. The left orbit is really tight to try to get from the right flipper. You're actually probably better off to backhand it. I didn't know that at the time. Probably should have researched that one a little more and played it on VPX. One thing I do need to talk about though is the fact that I am a almost virtual pinball, almost exclusively digital player. I played for 2 years solid, basically on the At Games HD and 4KP. I do play on. I played at the Arcade in Brighton, Michigan. Is a $20 free play arcade. I go there for 6 hours at a time sometimes. I've gone to the free play arcade in Fenton, Michigan. I went to Ulix for the first time a couple weekends ago. Played the Turner pinball games. Played the new Dune, which I'm sure you've seen if you're new to my channel, or maybe you don't know if you're new to the channel. Love that game. I'm going to be competing in those events here pretty quick, but this was my first debut event, and it was just a lot of fun. So this next one is all the EMs. So some really cool games here. I did absolutely terrible on Target Alpha. That one absolutely destroyed me. I think I was playing Matt Stacks, I believe it was. He ended up winning the tournament. He had 30,000 points on this. I think I ended up with like 7,000 points or something. It was absolutely terrible. Target Alpha, as you know, plays exactly like Eldorado City of Gold. I had played this game earlier in the day and did really, really well on it. Like, absolutely destroyed it. I had like 70,000 points. For whatever reason, during that particular event, game, I just did not do very good. Pretty funny, the final game that we played throughout the entire night was Jungle Princess. And that's only a two-player game, so we had to break it up into two groups. Sterling and Alvin played. Alvin actually beat Sterling. He had 71,000 points. And then when I was up, I was playing against Rodney. He and I kind of went back and forth throughout the night, throughout the playoffs, and it was a really, really good competition. I fell 1,000 points short of getting first place on this in the very final game, which would have propelled me even a little higher in the final standings, but couldn't quite secure the victory. We actually burnt out we're going to burn out. One of the pop bumpers got stuck, and we had to turn off the machine real quick and add up scores, and the whole bit was a big mess. Anyway, it was really, really cool. So Bronco, I had one of my better games in the qualifying. I was able to put together a really good score. I beat Rodney. And actually, I'm sorry, that was early in the playoffs. It was the first round of the playoffs. Bronco, I was able to take home first place. Secured 4 points. You can see I'm really, really tired. I played 12 hours of pinball yesterday, folks, from 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then drove home 2 hours. Got home late. Didn't get to bed till probably 1:30 or so. So I apologize for the yawning, but it is par for course for some of these events. It's pretty awesome. This was Safecracker. We didn't get to play this because of the IFPA rules, but man, this was a really cool game. Never really got to play this a whole lot on site. It's not something you get to play a whole lot, it doesn't seem like. So I was lucky enough to be able to play this game quite a bit. I got over 1 million points on this at one point, which I've never been able to do in digital for whatever reason. I've had a heck of a time doing that on my X Arcade and Pinball VR. So I was better at it in real life than I was on the VR. Oh, excuse me. Which is usually not the case. So it's pretty crazy. Funhouse, we just got on the At Games 4KP this week. I've been playing this a lot. My best score in virtual reality or on digital was 43 million. On this sucker, I don't think I got over 9 million. Very, very tough. The kick out, you know how you typically you'll see me dead flip from the right flipper over to the left. You could still do that on this. It's just a lot slower. It just kind of kicks over, just kind of dies, and then you just flip it up to the lock hole there. The plunger was a little finicky on this one, so it was a lot tougher to pick up those additional skill shots, every single plunge. But that's pinball for you. They're more inconsistent. It's an actual spring. Whereas on the digital, we're getting the exact same thing basically every time. But there's nobody that can say that the digital skills that I had were not warranted or not needed, because I was certainly able to apply all of those skills and knowledge that I had from the digital world into the real world. So it was certainly something to be said. Obviously, we talked about Scared Stiff that we're going to get in a couple weeks. October 16th, if you haven't been watching my channel at all, we're going to get this on the At Games 4KP. So I got to play this a little bit in person. I played it before, and I played it on VPX. You've seen it on my channel, I'm sure, at one point or another. But Scared Stiff is really, really cool. Man, it's a great game. I'm super excited to have this one on At Games 4KP. Just super excited. No Good Gophers, I actually had a really good game on at one point. I actually lost. But again, true to my name, you only need one ball for greatness. This guy had me on the ropes. This was against Adam Peacock, really good player. He had, let's see, I think he ended up with 12 million points, which is not a ton of points on No Good Gophers, but 12 million points in real life with real pressure. I came into the final game, or my final ball, he had 12,800,000 points. I had 2 million points. I think I had 2.8 million points. My final ball, I fell short by 30,000 points of getting the victory on this. I thought my bonus was going to put me over the top, and it didn't quite get there. So it was an absolutely just a nail biter of a game. Really, really cool. But no good gophers. This game is absolutely awesome. I love this game so much. And the fact that I played this on Pinball FX 1,000 times, it never really resonated with me. I think I've said this before. When I played it on the 4KP, I just fell in love with this game, and it is absolutely awesome. The upper playfield is really, really cool. I only got one hole-in-one on this table, so I found it to be about as difficult as the digital version. But yeah, I mean, it's just really, really cool. What a great game. Centaur, I actually won a game against Alvin on this one. No, that was on Cyclops. I actually beat Dan on this one. This was the one that we played early on. This was during qualifying. Centaur, I don't think I had ever played this game. I played it maybe once or twice on VPX, but I hadn't played it physically in real life at all. And I'm like, oh great, now I have to go play Centaur, and I had not played it. This score here, you see here, is the actual final score. So, did I get... No, this is... Okay, so this was after my first ball. Yeah, you can see my first ball here. I had taken my picture, and he was about to start his second ball there. Or he had just finished up his first ball. So, it was... I had a huge lead leading up to it. This is the final results. I had almost 1 million points on Centaur. Did really, really good. I was able to hit the spinner a couple times. I knocked down the orb, dropped targets a few times. Went up that left orbit, that little left orbit, and hit the capture hole a few times. That certainly helped. Really cool game. This was Royal Flush. This was crazy. This is a game that I played against Matt Stacks, also a really good player. And again, he's the guy who ended up winning the entire competition. My score was 26,240. He came back and missed it by less than 200 points. It was absolutely insane. So these events are really, really fun, and you never know what's going to happen. It's just, I had so many nail-biter games, and this old game, really, really cool. Man, I tell you. Oh, excuse me. Man, I can't believe how tired I am. So this is my game on Savecracker that I just couldn't believe it. I got 1 million points on that game. And I'm sure you guys are thinking, well, that's really not that much, but I didn't get a coin. I wanted to get one of the magic tokens, but it didn't happen. I was certainly trying. I played it quite a few times over the course of the night, but it wasn't for IFPA, of course, but it was something that I really wanted to try. All right, so this was a big one. This was considered, they called this Adams Family Gold for the tournament. He had the magnet removed for it, so you didn't have to deal with the power or anything like that. You couldn't get an extra ball. You just had to play it as it was. So this is my game against Sterling Matosa. He's the number one player at the tournament as far as IFP rating. I think he's 24th overall in the world. He is considered a wizard, an amazing player. Guy is just an absolute machine, and we'll talk a little bit about his gameplay a little bit later, but man, he was absolutely on fire. For whatever reason, he stepped up to this game. He had a quick drain, and I was like, wow, what's going on there? He didn't even have 1 million points after his first ball. I did the skill shot, got the 1 million right away, and then just kind of piled on. He fell apart and then just walked away, and I was like, okay, I was gonna fist bump him, hey, great game. But he was done. He was like, he had such a bad game. He's like, screw it, I'm done. Basically, all I did, I was doing bear kicks, thinking that I could get the extra ball. I did 9 bear kicks, and I got the points for them, like 1.5 million per bear kick. But I actually did not get the extra ball. I didn't realize that. So I didn't do any missions. I didn't do anything. Not Mamushka, not a damn thing. He actually got into the multi-ball and then failed out of it. So it was just kind of how it was. But not really sure what happened. But man, I was like, I cannot believe I just went against this guy and actually won. But you never know with pinball. You never know. Absolutely crazy. So this was the same game that we played earlier. This is, again, Adams Family, considered Adams Family Gold. This was in the one of the playoff tiebreaker games because we were all rated the same. I got into the playoffs as a 13 seed of 16, so I had to play against two other really good players. The one guy, Joshua, didn't play a great game. He had under 6 million points. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what's going on? I had the 22-5 here. And again, I just followed the same strategy I did when I played Sterling. I was like, you know what? I'm going to hit those bear kicks. If I get too stupid, maybe I'll try to play some of the modes and try to get Tunnel Hunch or something like that where I can get 5, 10, 15 million points here or there for whatever reason. And then Matthew, again, he got into multi-ball, and I'm thinking, oh, dude, I'm screwed. He started out with 10 million, got into the multi-ball, and got 6 million points out of it, and that was it. He fell, and I was like, man, I cannot believe I just won this game. So there again, you never know what's going to happen with pinball. It's just really, really cool. So this was the playoff game, Blackout. Rodney just ran away with it on this one. You can see he has almost 1 million points on Blackout. That was an awesome game. We were like, dude, are you ever going to step away from this machine? It was really cool. I only had the 104, and most of that was the final ball. I think I had 70,000 points going into that final ball, and I put up some pretty good numbers on the final one. But I thought that the third place player had beaten me on this one, but I looked at it again and I'm like, oh, you're right. I did beat you by 300 points or so, or 3,000 points. It's crazy, man. By this point, I was so toast. This is probably 9 o'clock at night. We'd been playing all day long. Obviously not eating very good. I ate my beef sticks and my wild chips for protein. I tried to stay hydrated, so I drank water instead of soda for the most part. I think I had one sloppy Joe and some meatballs, just random food. It was a dish to pass kind of a thing, so it was really cool. I love the beauty of this game, so I played it quite a bit over the course of the night, just when I was waiting and doing different things. But I really like Blackout. This is a fun game. So this was the playoff game on Bronco. So Rodney was player 1, I was player 2, so I got the 56,000 here. It's a 5-ball game, so you had 5 opportunities, and so I was kind of on pace this entire game. I was getting like 5, I was getting between 7 and 10,000 per ball, and then the final ball I had like 15,000 points and just secured the victory, and it was awesome. I think I was going into the final ball. I was 2,000 points shy of Rodney's score, so I had 42,000 going in, and I ended up with 56. So it was like, hey, there we go. Every time I stepped up to the table, I took a second and just took a deep breath, and then plunged, and it was just like, it was awesome. People were like, man, who is this kid? He's came in here. I'm not a kid. I'm 47 years old. But who is this guy? Like, this is a good This is a good group of people. They only play once a year at this competition, and it's kind of the best of the best in Michigan. And I stepped in and played really, really well. They were like, "Who are you, man?" And I had to say, like, "Dude, I'm just a YouTuber from Detroit and digital pinball. Yes, I have an IFP rating in digital, but it doesn't qualify. It doesn't matter for this." And nobody gave two shits that I did a YouTube channel or that I was a digital pinball. I had no subscribers. Nobody asked about RTX pinball and none of that stuff. It really wasn't important. It's all about me and the player that I was. So that was really cool. I think I walked away with a lot of friends during this competition. So that was really cool. Time Machine, this was just one I had to take a picture of. We didn't play this in competition. I thought we were going to play this in playoffs. It was actually came up as one of the random games. And then Sterling actually picked the games that we were going to play. So we ended up not actually playing this one. I did have multiple games on Medieval Madness throughout the competition. I had one in qualifying where Chris Tanaka absolutely destroyed me. I think he had 40 million points on this. This is the fastest playing Medieval Madness I had ever played in my life. Absolutely fantastic game. The right out lane was brutal. I think when I played him, I think I had 4 million points. 4 million. He had 40. I mean, I was absolutely destroyed. And I think my first two balls I was under 1,000,000 points, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I know this game backwards and forwards. My initial plunge, I went for, I held the left flipper and tried to figure I would go for, I was gonna go for the multi-ball method basically. Chris got in there and he killed 4 castles over the course of his gameplay. He was destroying it. And that's a good strategy. I mean, there's a lot of points to be had there. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought that I would get... I'm usually really good about hitting the ramps, so I figured I would get Peasant and Damsel, and maybe I'd pick up Catapult along the way, and I could do like a triple multi-ball and pick up some big points that way. It wasn't happening. We played this again in the playoffs, in the first round of the playoffs, but because I had played good enough on Blackout, I had secured good points for that, and then I got full points on Bronco. This game was a wash. Mathematically, I was already I had already advanced in the playoffs, so it didn't matter that I got my butt kicked on this. I was fourth of the foursome on Medieval Madness in the playoffs. Again, this game absolutely just kicked my ass. After that, I went back and played it again, and I got like 25 million. Not great, but it was certainly a much better showing than I had put forth earlier in the day. But I'm just like, apparently I need to play this game more. I ended up playing Attack from Mars a lot more than Medieval Madness nowadays, even though I used to really love this game. I don't really play it near as much anymore. So, but yeah, that was the day. So this is the playoff rankings. You can see here my games against Bronco that I played with Bronco, Blackout, and Medieval Madness. Absolutely 0 points. As I said, I did absolutely terrible on that one. Dan Wolf just absolutely destroyed it on his final ball, mind you. You only need one ball for greatness. I keep saying it again and again. People were talking about the shirt all day long because I was wearing my RTX shirt. It was awesome. These were the trophies that were given out. So I ended up 7th place in the final rankings. I actually got one of the bottle openers. I shouldn't have got it actually, but one of the guys who finished 6th didn't take it, so he ended up giving it to me. So anyway, I got something to take home, which I thought was really, really cool. Man, what an event! I just gotta say. So this was later on. So this is the semifinals, and you can see here 0-0, and I ended up doing pretty good on Jungle Princess, as I got 2nd place in Jungle Princess. I didn't get a capture of that. But Bonsai Run, oh my god, dude. Okay, so Sterling stepped up to Bonsai Run. He got to choose all these games. He got to choose Bonsai Run, he got to choose Rush, and he got to choose Jungle Princess. We had to pick a solid state, a modern, and an EM for each round of the playoffs. So he chose Bonsai Run. He stepped up to Bonsai Run, and I shit you not, this guy had 6.8 million points on Bonsai Run. He stood at that table probably an hour over the course of those 3 balls playing that game. Rodney also had, I want to say in the 4 or 5 million, they were just slugging it out. I think I had just over 1 million points total on Bonsai Run. That game absolutely eluded me. I have not played it very much. We don't have it on the At Games 4KP. I've played it only on Pinball FX. I've played it a little bit on VPX here or there, but I don't know that game very well. I stood kind of in the background and just tried to watch Sterling play. I tried to watch Rodney play, and I know Alvin's a really good player too. He did really good. He had a couple. I think he had 2-3 million, something like that. So those guys were really good. Rush, I had a really good game earlier in the day. I had over 140 million. But Sterling was just amazing at this game. But then Rodney came up and just absolutely tore it up. So that was interesting. And then Jungle Princess, as I told you, we burned up the pop bumper, and I ended up winning that game. So I ended up getting 4 points for that. Or I'm sorry, I got 3 points for that, which was just short. Alvin actually won Jungle Princess, so he got the 4 points for that. But man, what a night. It was crazy. So there's the trophy that I got. This is the picture that I posted on my Facebook. Super excited for it. I took this picture about 12:30 at night. I'm toast at this point. The fact that I can even smile is pretty funny. So, all right. So this is the IFPA rankings of the people that I played against. So you can see here Sterling Matosa. He's 24th. He's considered a wizard. Tyrus Eagle and I actually tied for 7th place, but I had more points over the course of the playoffs. Matt Stacks actually won the playoff, or won the game, or won everything. So yeah, all these guys, I became really good friends with Alvin over the course of their. Adam Peacock, awesome player. Oh my god, dude. And then Mike Shadell's the guy who hosted it. Michael Westrup and I, we played a great game in the played a great game in qualifying at one point, and then Jake actually went really, really far in this too. So here's the final standings. You can see here Matt Stacks won, Sterling, Jake, Rodney, Alvin, Bill, and myself. What a night, man. What a night. So this is the IFPA rankings of the people. And you can see I'm not ranked. I don't even have a ranking. This is the first IFPA event. So I thought it was really, really cool. When I was doing my qualifying sessions, I was like, I think I was 2-4 at one point, and I'm kind of beating myself up. I'm like, what is going on, man? I played Pulp Fiction against Dan Wolf. He destroyed me. I had no idea about how to play that game. I was going for multi-ball. He was going for double scoring on the table and absolutely destroyed me. I didn't realize that the multi-ball was not very good on Pulp Fiction, so it really hurt me. And then I played game 2 against Matt Murphy, I believe it was. We played Bonsai Run. He destroyed me. Again, I didn't know Bonsai Run very well. Matt Murphy and I played 3 different games over the course of the night. I took the couple that really mattered in the end. He got the early ones in the qualifying, but when we got into the playoffs, I was able to win those games. I think I won both of those games against him. So, but Chris Tabaka, he absolutely destroyed me. Rodney and I were fighting all the way through the playoffs. I beat Matt Stacks on Royal Flush, but that was the only time I came into contact with him. He's a really good player, though. I mean, all these guys are really, really good. You can see their world rankings here, and it was really awesome. To play with these guys was such an honor. I can't even say. Pretty wild. So that was my night. Man, oh man. IFPA ratings and all that said, nobody can tell you that your digital experience is not valid. It doesn't completely translate, obviously. One thing I did have to do with every table that I stood up to is I had to take shots that I know what how I aim on the digital one, and had to compare it. So there was a lot of real-time comparison happening. If it was a 25% shot on Medieval Madness to that peasant ramp, what was it going to look like in real life, and what was the speed like? I had mentioned that the Medieval Madness speed was a lot faster than in this real table than it was on at games. I knew that to be the case anyway, but most Medieval Madness games that I play on location are not as fast as the one that I played here. So you just have to adapt and accommodate, acclimate to those. The quicker the better. And it was crazy. But I could say you really have to do some real-time comparisons between your shot selection and what you can do. 25% shots, flipper shots, into flipper, dead flips, all of that stuff really had to be calculated on the fly. But you can't tell me my digital experience didn't have some play in that. I stepped up to Funhouse, for example, and I knew that I could dead flip it. When it kicks out, you hear that and the ball kicks out to the right flipper, and you dead flip it over to the left, or the right flipper then dead flips to the left. I knew when I stepped up to that table I was going to have to give that a whirl and just see. I figured Funhouse was going to come out at some point or another. It was selected to be chosen a couple of different times, and I didn't end up having to play it. Somebody had chose something else, but I expected to have to play that game at a high level. So I played that game quite a bit, thinking I'm going to have to figure out what the dead flip's going to be like. When that ball kicks out up at the top, what's it going to look like? Am I going to be able to figure out this skill shot with any regularity to pick up those extra million points here and there? Because they're going to be absolutely critical. And I tell you what, The skills that I have from digital were certainly a factor. My knowledge of the games is the biggest thing that I take away from it. You have to know the games. You have to know the rule sets. You have to know where the points are. Um, and sometimes you just don't know that. So you really have to study tables. You have to become a full-on researcher. Know your craft is all I can tell you. These guys know their shit, and they've been playing for a long time. I walked in here and I'm like, I don't know shit. There was a lot of tables that I stepped up to. Dirty Harry, for example. I got destroyed on Dirty Harry. I never played that game. I played Maverick against Adam. Adam Peacock. He had almost 1 billion points on Maverick. I think I had 250 million. Like I didn't know the game. I tried to study him the best I could while I was watching him. I played it I think once before that earlier in the night just because I had seen it. It had was it Mel Gibson's on that? I think it's Jodie Foster. So I stepped up to the game and I played it a little bit and it was pretty good. I think I had a 300 million game at that point. And then when I went into the competition, I see this guy, Adam. He's holding all 3 balls on the right flipper, and he's doing this little flick nudge to pop one over to the left and then shooting the ramp for the jackpot. I'm like, God, the control is just absolutely amazing. These guys have it dialed in, and it is a thing of beauty when you see it happen. So anyway, that was my experience for my first IFPA event. I highly recommend anybody who's playing pinball digitally or physically, get involved. Get involved. It is so simple to make just throw yourself to the fire, give it a whirl. You're gonna have some fun, even if you don't place or you don't do anything crazy with it. Just enjoy the game of pinball. It was an absolutely fantastic night. And I can't say enough about it. This is a core memory that I'll have for my entire life. My dad called me this morning, just said, "Hey, congratulations." I've had people. My wife kept going, "Hey, when are you gonna be home? When are you gonna be home?" I told her the playoffs start at like 7:00 at night. I told her I didn't think I would even make the top 16, so I thought I would be done at 7, to be honest. And the fact that I got in and was able to compete at a high level. Oh, excuse me. Absolutely was incredible. So, well, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm going to go chill for a little bit, get some food, and I'm going to watch some Lions games and take it easy today. Probably not going to play a lot of pinball, but we'll see. I can't stay away. We'll have my pinball post later tonight if you're interested, but we'll see you guys. And remember, you only need one ball for greatness. Keep plunging.